Okay, I'm gonna start with this one. So with like our merge sort, right? So I get the 16 like number, right? So with merge short, what you do is you split it and you just keep splitting it. And then once you've basically split it down as much as you can, then you start bringing it together. So if we look to the left side, right, we can see we've broken it down from 90 to 42, from 0 to 7, right? And then that we get an array of length 8, right? So then we then break it down into two fours, and then four twos, and then eight ones, right? And then we start to compare. So for instance, we get 90 and 19 broken up, and then we put them back together. We see which one's larger. So 90 and then 19 becomes 19 and then 90, right? And then the same across all of these, that layer. So, and then after we get that, we get a bunch of, well, we get eight size two, right? So then once we get like the eight size two, we start to put them back together, right? So for instance, with 19 and 90 and then 23 and 29, so we compare. So is 19 bigger than 23? No, it's not. So it goes first. Is 23 bigger than 90? No, it's not. So then it's 23. Is 90 bigger than 29? Yes, it is. So 29 goes first and then 90, right? And then again, you see the other one. So it's 30 and 58 and then 42 and 93. So is 30 bigger than 42? No. So 30. Is 58 bigger than 42? It is. So then we get 42 and then 58 because 93 is of course bigger than 58. So then of course we go across and then we find that we have now four length arrays, right? And then we basically just do this process again on just a larger scale, right? So is 19 bigger than 30? No, 19. And then go up one. So is 23 bigger than 30? No. So then 23. Is 29 bigger than 30? Once again, no, it is not. So we get 30, or 29, sorry. And then we do is 90 bigger than 30? It is. So we get 30. Is 90 bigger than 42? It is. So we get 42. Is 58 bigger than 90? No, it's not. So we get 58. And then we compare 90 and 93. 90 is, of course, the smaller. So we then get 90 and 93. And then again, it's just the same thing on the right side where we just compare individually. So each time you compare, if the smaller one gets put into the larger array, sorry, and then the index of whatever one you chose moves up one. So for instance, right? So with like the left side or on the right side, the left array size four, right? So we would compare one and two, one smaller. So then we would compare five and two. And then it's the same process for combining the two size 8 arrays. So you have a size 8 and then another size 8, and then you basically just go up comparing 1 and 19. One goes in, then you compare 2 and 19, so on and so forth until eventually you're comparing 32 and 19, where 19 gets put in, and then you compare 23 and 32 until you move through both arrays. So that is the oh, I put question two, but it is question four. Oh, shit. And then we move on to questions one and three. Um, so yeah, you just look master stem, so you find the A, the B, the F of n, and then we plug it in. So n to the power of log base 3, 4, right? We see that that is smaller than n to the power of 3, which is case. It's the bigger one. It's the one that dominates. I think that's case 3, right? Case 2 is the equal. Case 1 is smaller, I believe. So we have to check for regularity. So we plug this in and it has to be smaller than C. So A is 4, B is 3. So it's 4 times n divided by 3 to the power of 3 because f of n is n cubed. So 4 times n to the power of 3 divided by 27 is the same as 4 divided by 27 times n to the power of 3. 4 divided by 27 is, of course, smaller than 1, so regularity holds for question 1, sorry. And then for question 2 and question 3, we don't need to check for regularity. So again, for question 2, we find A and we find B. According to the formula at the top. So we find A is 3, B is 2. F of n is n log base 2 to n. I believe, yeah, actually, yeah, I assume that's what that meant, hopefully. Um, and then, yeah, we just do, oh, I scribbled that out, sorry. But yeah, so log n to the power of log 2 to 3 is bigger than n log 2 to n. So this one's larger. So then we just plug it. Oh, God. And then the bigger next of 3. Sorry. No. And question 3 is the one where they're equal, right? So A is 2, B is 4. Log 4 of 2 is of course just 1/2. N to the power of 1/2 is just the square root of n. And we see f of n is also the square root of n. So they are equal. So then it is just the square root of n, f of n times log k plus 1 of n, I believe. Yeah. Then that is all of it. Okay. Thank you.